Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist you in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. So we are doing the daily reading for Wednesday, September 16th, 2020. And today is a day that is ruled by the second chakra and guided by abundance, which we like very much. If you guys have been watching the daily readings, and really even I think this came up in the Virgo new moon reading, and that is happening tomorrow. So definitely, if you haven't checked out that video, check that out, because we are within the energies of that right now. But abundance has been coming up a lot. Abundance, our scarcity blocks, all of this different stuff. We've been getting so much reassurance around abundance. So I love that that's the guiding force behind this day. And so we have the blue lunar monkey energy, right? And so what is blue lunar monkey? So we know from the past that the lunar tone, right, is the tone that deals with polarity. It deals with challenge, right, of seeing the opportunity in challenges. And so it's an interesting pairing when it's paired with the blue monkey energy, because the blue monkey energy is an energy that is all about play. It's all about magic, right? It's all about illusion and understanding and being able to see through the illusion and play with the illusion, right? Being able to create, to transform. And so this is a really fun energy. The monkey is the trickster energy. He really just enjoys every single moment, right? Embraces spontaneity, play, and is just this really free-flowing, inventive kind of energy, right? And so when we're in this inventive, expressive sort of it's really a Uranian kind of energy. As I was reading over it and looking at it, right? It says unexpected change or cosmic detours, dissolving rigidity and control. Don't take yourself so seriously. That's the message of the blue monkey. So we are creating the world around us. We're seeing how we play a part in our manifestations and how we can change those and how we can have fun with those and bring the joy into that and play with them and embrace change, right? And so when we have this with the lunar energy, it's really about us embracing every challenge that comes our way from this playful, joyful state, and sort of seeing how we can take that challenge and we can mend it and we can mold it, right? And create what we want out of it, seeing the opportunities that it brings and not taking those challenges so seriously, right? Like seeing them for what they are, seeing them as that opportunity, but not putting a lot of heavy energy into that. Just recognizing them, being grateful for them, and then like moving and flowing with those changes and those challenges, right? Appreciating that contrast, and while also understanding that all is an illusion, right? It's this beautiful illusion that we came down here to play with, and just really getting in the mode of having fun with that and being guided by abundance. It's like us being creative with how we can create our abundance and seeing any challenges that come along as ways that we can actually increase our abundance by overcoming them, by playing with them, by understanding them and integrating them, right? So yeah, I'm really feeling that energy. I love the monkey. I love the blue monkey energy. It's super fun, and it's a great reminder for all of us, because I think that a lot of us get really hung up in just taking life a little bit too seriously, right? Sometimes it's even as light workers, right? And star seeds, if you want to use labels such as that. Those of us who come here and we have this healing work to do, the healing work that we do on ourselves, right? The healing work that we assist others with. It's like we take that stuff way too seriously sometimes. So it's just about relaxing into the flow of it, right? Like, I have this purpose, right? I have this mission. And we get so gung-ho about that sometimes we forget to live, and we forget that our ultimate purpose and mission is to be joyful, right? And as we are joyful, we just open up the floodgates for all of that that abundance to come to us. So really embracing that monkey attitude today. And when challenges come our way, if things don't go exactly the way we had planned, just like allowing ourselves to laugh about it and get into, and like, just don't allow that to push us out of the flow, right? Like, to just stay centered in that, and to find the humor and the quirks in any situations that come our way today. And we are, as I said, in that full new moon in Virgo energy. So if you haven't watched that video, definitely watch it. I'm not going to go over a ton of the energies because they're very similar to what we're going to be experiencing tomorrow during that. And in some parts of the world, that's today. So it depends on where you are, I guess, whether this could be the new moon for some. And so we have the moon already in the sign of Virgo, and it is trining Jupiter and Uranus. And so this really helps with that playful energy, right? Jupiter has gone direct, so that expansive energy and that optimistic energy is in the air, right? And we have Uranus, which is that planet, like I said, that blue monkey energy feels very much like Uranian energy, right? It's full of surprises. It's all for our highest good and highest evolution, right? It's these divine sparks of inspiration. It's this unexpected kind of energy, right? That rebellious energy, like emotionally, we're really going to be feeling if we allow ourselves to, right? That expansive, optimistic, kind of rebellious, free-flowing energy. So really sinking into that and utilizing that to the best of our ability and advantage today. We have some challenging aspects going on today as well, but we're not going to get too much into those. Like I said, watch the Virgo new moon video if you guys want more about that. We're going to jump in. I'm going to do a couple starseed oracles. I'm probably going to play with, oh, here we go with the lighting. There we go. You can see that starseed oracle. I might play with my new deck as well. Yes, I have another one. Oh, yes, I spent yesterday integrating energies. I had my Belvaspata Grandmaster initiation, and it was a pretty intense integration process. I'm still in the process of integrating those energies, and so maybe that's why I'm feeling a little starseedy today. I don't know. I am going to be doing a special for anyone who's never received a Belvaspata healing. If you've heard me talking about it and you're really curious, I am going to be doing those for $55.55 for a limited time. I haven't decided how long yet, probably about 14 days. And there'll be 14 days from the start of next week, because I don't currently have any openings until the start of next week. So if that's something that you're interested in, reach out to me. I'm not going to put it in the description box. Those who watch my videos and hear me talking about it, you can reach out to me for that, and we can get you on the books if that's something that you're interested in trying out. The energy is so beautiful. All of this beautiful angelic energy, healing, opening that heart chakra, doing, all the things that it does, I can't even begin to list because they're so varied and so many, but it is so gentle and so healing, and can be so helpful on all levels of being, just to restore that harmony and that balance and reconnect us with our divinity, which is, of course, right, what we want. It is reconnecting you with what you are, right, and healing that illusion of separation. And so the first card that popped out was Weight of the World. Boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. So this is kind of that energy that I was talking about, right? Funnily enough, this energy of us like taking things too seriously, right? Carrying, feeling like the whole world is on our shoulders, right? Those of us who are awakening to our purpose, it's almost like sometimes we look around and we're like, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do? Like, there's so much work to be done, and this process of like overextending ourselves, right? And so this is the season we've been talking about it. We're in Virgo season right now. We are during the Mars retrograde, when our stamina and our vitality is can be a little bit down, right? And so we're really needing to take care of ourselves, healers especially. Like, there is so much work to do, but that's okay, because we're all doing it together. No one person is doing it all. It takes a village, right? We are a global community uplifting this planet. And so, like, don't take all of that on, whatever it is. If it doesn't have to do with that, whatever it is that you're taking on right now, really evaluating like what is yours to carry and what is not. Where can you put those burdens down, right? This is like the 10 of Wands type energy, like releasing that and getting into that blue monkey flow, right? Of like not taking it all so seriously and just really just relaxing those shoulders a little bit, guys. Like they don't have to hold all of that. It's this whole process that we're in with this entire month of September, right? Of releasing, wrapping up cycles, releasing that which is not ours. Like this, it's so important and imperative that we do that right now and that we're kind and gentle to ourselves, right? I mean, if you guys can see, I'm trying to tip it in a way. I so apologize for the light here. Like this card is so beautiful and gentle. And so that's the energy that we want to embody with ourselves right now, is that gentle energy. And then we have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning, right? So this is what we came here to do, right? This is one of those lessons. This month is all about the lessons that we're learning, right? Those lessons that we're learning and internalizing so that we can move on to this next phase, right? We are, as we've been talking about a lot, we are being prepared for that next phase of our journey right now. This is all a classroom. We are always learning, right? We are all the student and the teacher. We talk about that all the time. And so it's like really taking stock of the lessons that we are learning right now, right? And just understanding that it's all this process. And yeah, for some of us, a lot of those lessons are in boundaries right now. They're in setting healthy boundaries. They're in what we allow and what we don't allow, right? Into our reality as far as the energy goes, right? As far as the people and what they're asking from us, giving as much as we're getting, reciprocity, right? Really understanding how to balance our energy and how and where we put that energy out into the world, and really fine-tuning our focus as far as that's concerned. And just really, yeah, this ownership of the things that aren't ours to carry, and really understanding responsibility and taking responsibility for our actions. That's coming through as well. And we're really understanding that in terms of like taking turn, like in the bigger picture, right? Taking responsibility for what we have created, right? But it's also taking responsibility for all the little things, taking responsibility for our health, taking responsibility for how we act and interact with others, right? Taking responsibility just on every level. And as we take responsibility of our energy, we become more empowered, right? And then we also have activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. So this is that energy that keeps coming up as well, of how people are being led to different places. There are different physical places on this earth where that activate things within us, right? Dormant codes within us, right? It's like because of the specific energies and the vortexes of those places. So travel's a little difficult for some people right now, but for those who it's not, you may be being called to travel somewhere. And if you are, that is for a reason, right? And others of us may be doing this in our dream time as well, right? Like everything is just as real as anything else. And so those dream experiences can be very real. So for some of you guys, this is happening in your dream state, or it's happening as you connect more with a place, even if you haven't physically or astrally gone there. So really just paying attention to that and paying attention to where you're led. And as you're moving through different places, pay attention to how the energy feels and where you might be being drawn to. And just because there is something that you are meant to receive from that place. And we're going to get maybe one more card here. Okay. Oh, and this is from the other deck. That's funny. This says break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. So this is some heavy energy. I mean, it's beautiful energy, but this is like some serious work that's going on right now, you guys. Like these aren't light and fluffy messages today. This is the Earth School, right? This is what we came here to do. And so there are so many of us that are in this process right now of breaking those ancestral patterns, healing that. We are healing those old outdated patterns so that we can write and template a new future for this earth. And that's absolutely beautiful. Just know and understand that everything that you're going through right now has like a purpose on multiple levels. It's healing you. It's healing the collective. It's healing your ancestors. So your own personal healing work is so important and so powerful. And just really embracing that and giving ourselves credit, I think, is really important right now, right? Like, we're in this Virgo energy. This Virgo energy is very much like, Virgo is beautiful energy, but Virgo can be so self-critical, right? And so hard on itself. Virgo just wants to be better and better and better, but it doesn't often take the time to appreciate how far they've come. And so we want to really do that as well. This energy, going back to being gentle with ourselves, right? And just really appreciating and honoring ourselves for the work that we have done and how beautiful that is. And maybe taking some time out to connect with your ancestors, because I guarantee they are so proud of you and so willing, and I'm hearing confirmation of that right now, to hold you and to share with you their strength and their experience if you reach out and attempt to connect with them. Like, they are so I was going to say 110, but it's more than that. They are just so firmly behind you right now, supporting you and cheering you on. And the more you open yourself up to their support, the more you will receive that. Yeah. And so, yep. And then on the bottom of the deck, just more encouragement here, right? The inner earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Like, this work is hard, right? It requires, I mean, it doesn't have to be, right? Nothing has to be hard, but part of our inherent human nature is to kind of make it hard sometimes, right? And so, like, just know that, like, you are absolutely so supported, and all of this, like, what comes after, right? When we finally release and we finally surrender everything that's not serving us, and we step into the next phase of our evolution, right? When we face all the things that we're meant to face, when we make those hard decisions, when we make those new choices and start creating those new habits and those new patterns, those new ways of thinking, those new ways of being, which translate into new ways of vibrating and new ways of manifesting, we open up the door for such a beautiful new chapter of our lives, right? We open up the door to solutions, right? If we ask for guidance from our higher self, from our guides, right? From our ancestors, we can receive these new solutions if we just relax a little bit, right? Just cool down that mental chatter. We can absolutely find there's solutions and new beginnings right around the corner. It's just sometimes we don't see those. Like, the last leg of the race is always the hardest, right? You're tired. All of a sudden, even though the finish line is closer than it ever was before, it feels so far away. But do not give up now. That's what Spirit wants to tell you. Do not give up now. You are so close, right? Like, the work is never done, right? As my mentor likes to say, it's all practice and it's never done. However, like, it doesn't always have to be hard. The work gets more joyful and more freeing as we learn more and more how to release, how to allow, how to surrender. And like, I'm telling you guys, this is something that I'm learning right now too. This isn't something that comes naturally to me either. This has been the greatest, I don't want to say struggle, but the greatest opportunity in my healing so far is learning how to relax, allow, and surrender, right? Learning how to allow this process to be as joyful and as healing as it wants to be, as effortless, right? Like, we are releasing all that we are not so that we can step into what we already are. Becoming what we are is not the hard part. The hard part is when we resist releasing who we are not, right? And let's see, let's get us, so this is the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck that I just got in the mail, and I'm very excited. That's the guidebook right there. These cards are absolutely beautiful. The finish, they're just, I highly, highly recommend. So we have the solar plexus chakra, radiant illumination. And so this is the center of our will, right? this is what we are absolutely working on with this Mars retrograde, right? Is this solar plexus chakra, really opening this up. Really, this is us stepping into and expressing more fully who we are into the world, right? Oh, these cards are just gorgeous. And then we have communication, co-creation. And we have balanced forces. And on the bottom of the deck, soul star chakra, merging with the divine, which is just beautiful energy, you guys. I'm really feeling it. And so yes, this healing and this opening of that solar plexus chakra, as we are sort of digging into another layer of that, removing more of what doesn't serve us, that holds us back from stepping into our personal empowerment. Yes. Remember that you are a powerful being who can connect with potent life force energy as and when you need it. Be aware of what fuels your fire and consider circumstances where you had your power taken away. Imagine all the fragments of your energy that you have given away at some point and bring them all back to the center of your being, right? Calling back our power. I absolutely love that. And then this is communication and co-creation, right? So this is what we talk about all the time, right? We are co-creating with spirit. These are like, it's reminding me of all these beautiful beings that we are co-creating with as well. And it's reminding me of like the co-creation of the new earth. And this is a reminder right now that we are not creating this new earth alone, right? There are so many beings of light that are working. It's like we have, and these are just labels, right? But we live in a 3D world, right? Or we have up until this point. And so we use 3D labels. It helps us to understand things. And so we have the star seeds and the light workers and those of us who are here, right? It's like reinforcing and shining that light, being vessels of that light to help. And some even more consciously than that, doing specific things to help dismantle this old 3D system, right? This old 3D timeline. I was watching a video on this with a friend of mine the other night, and it was just so perfect how everyone describes it differently, right? I've talked about it on this channel, if not as much on this channel, a lot on my original channel, Intuitive Insights, about the two different timelines, right? The 3D, the darker timeline that is being sort of shoved in our faces right now, that we're seeing everywhere if we pay too much attention to the fear programming. And then the timeline of love, of trust, right? That's moving us into the 5D, and that split that's happening right now. And this is reminding me of what this woman was saying about how there are these beings of light that we can't see on this earth right now, working and dismantling that old darker 3D timeline, right? And it's just like, this is like the balanced forces, right? So they're working and we're working. Those of us incarnated in human form are working in our own way to dismantle that. Some, as I said, very consciously, many of us unconsciously, just by being who we are, just by vibrating at our highest resonance, right? Being our authentic selves, calling back, right? With this solar plexus card, calling back more of our light, right? More of our power. And as we do that, becoming more whole as a soul and just radiating that energy. And that energy in and of itself is dismantling this old timeline. So it's like that timeline, and this is what the woman that I was watching last night was saying, and it makes a lot of sense. That timeline is getting louder and louder, but that's not because it's becoming stronger. That's because it's becoming scared, because it is being dismantled. That is not the reality that we are moving into. It's an option, but that's not what's happening. And so just really focusing on co-creating, communing, right, with these beings of light who are here to help assist us, who are working to dismantle that old system, right? And we are working with them. So just really working in unison. They are inviting people to co-create with them, to set these intentions, right? To imagine reinforcing this light grid, to imagine like focusing on the world that we want to create, right? It doesn't mean ignoring the negative timeline, right? It's acknowledging, okay, yes, like right now that exists, but that's not our reality. That is not what we're choosing, right? And focusing more of our energy on what it is that we are choosing, and really continuing to focus our energy on that and to support that and to continue our own healing process, right? Which supports that. and to just know that there are so many beings helping us, and we are together that balanced force, right? And this is also, and this is perfect with the lunar energy today, which is the energy of polarity, right? Balanced forces is also the balanced force within ourselves, the masculine and the feminine, right? In this book, it says the yin and the yang. Oh yeah, and right after it, masculine and feminine, right? So balancing that within ourselves as well, and just how crucial that is to this journey, is that balancing of those two aspects of ourselves, right? And so this is how we come into that ultimate creator energy. This is the ultimate creator energy right here, you guys. Solar plexus, right? The will to create, expressing our will. Co-creation, a card that says co-creation in the title. And then the balance forces, the masculine and feminine, the creative energy, right? Like, you are such a potent force for creation and for change. So really embrace that within yourselves today, is like what's coming through so strongly, is just like, embrace your own power, call that power back to you, and then utilize that power, right? Embrace the beings that are wanting to help you and co-creating with them, the ones that you resonate with, right? Be very specific about this, but embrace that as well. Embrace your own community, right? Of those who you know who are on this same path, and co-creating with them, co-creating with spirit, right? Embrace all of that, and embrace the balancing of those masculine and feminine aspects within yourself, so that you can be at your full creative potential. We talk about this a lot. We talk about this in the twin flame journey as well, right? How the most important aspect of that journey is the harmonization of the masculine and feminine essences within ourselves. Until we harmonize those, we will never harmonize and come into union with a counterpart, right? We have to come into union within first. Two wholes then create a larger whole, right? It's not two halves creating a whole. It's two wholes creating a greater whole, right? And so becoming whole within ourselves, this is a huge energy that we're in right now. Let's see. This card invites you to look at masculine and feminine energy from a more balanced perspective. Is the situation at hand on the more masculine side of the spectrum? Can it be tempered with feminine energy? Vice versa, would the addition of masculine energy bring balance? What needs to happen to form a more holistic and equalized foundation? Do you normally hold a position of one extreme? How might you balance this so you can experience a more optimized state of being? To bring more masculine drive and focus to a situation. For instance, if you have some upcoming due dates and you need to get into action mode, focus on your goals, desires, and ambitions. If you want to engage more feminine energy for receptivity, trust, flow, and surrender, consider all the things you are grateful for already. Feel the warmth, gratitude, and comfort of knowing everything is divinely perfect just the way it is. I love it. I love it. And then the merging with the divine card on the bottom, the soul star chakra. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's what we're doing. Oh my God, these cards are so amazing, you guys. Like, look at this. Just look at this art. This is beyond the mind. Ah. Oh my God, I love it so much. Yes, our higher consciousness awakening, right? As we are opening up, activating that soul star chakra, right? We are going beyond the conscious mind, and beyond the subconscious, even into that super conscious mind, into the Akashic records, into our true, pure cosmic consciousness, and creating. When we're able to create from that, holy shit. And then, of course, manifesta on the bottom of the deck, which is like manifest, which is what we're doing here. What are you manifesting? What are you creating? Oh my God, I love it. I'm so excited. I want to thank all of you, your beautiful donations. I know a couple of you had made jokes about how you're donating toward my card habit, so I appreciate that, and I hope that you're enjoying this deck. And then this popped up while I was shuffling, Crystal Keys, number 22. And so I'm going to read that for you guys to close too, because it came out. Hidden wisdom codes, potent information, Lemurian seed crystals. Seeing your triggers as a gift. Isn't that the energy we were talking about today? Awareness of drama creating patterns. Healing the earth by looking at your inner environment. As within, so without, right? Healing through awareness. This card is about deciphering wisdom codes. We may wonder how to access information regarding our spiritual growth as we navigate our everyday reality. This wisdom comes through inner paradoxes, where we are truly present, awed, in creative flow, or in a state of surrender. It may come as riddles and in the most unlikely places. Zen Buddhism taps into this using koans, paradoxical statements the mind cannot fathom, to bypass traditional understanding and allow spiritual epiphany and a deeper knowledge of the soul to surface, which is perfect when we were looking at that soul star chakra and the beyond the mind card, right? That's this energy. Key wisdom codes can come to us when we are triggered. They are accessible in those moments when everything becomes more emotional, dramatic, or painful than it needs to be. Here, when the light shines on our shadow, we are graced with significant insight into places we can grow and evolve from. Although it might take courage and a healthy dose of self-awareness to embrace the wisdom of those moments, right? Seeing challenge as opportunity. It's amazing how much energy, freedom, and expansion comes as a result of deciphering these bubbles of information, tailored especially for us. Sometimes insight is so perfectly constructed within a scenario that it gets right into our most tender spots for the perfect healing. These are the potent codes, as all personal power struggles and ego problems affect the bigger picture of how the world operates. Our shadows are unresolved wisdom codes. Right? This is where we find our deepest gifts. Avoidance makes them spiral out to aid in the construction of a world we don't actually want, both individually and collectively. When we see this information as the gift that it is, we can cultivate presence and begin to see between the lines of our inner workings. The world needs as much light as possible, so we do not have a repeat of what happened in Lemuria. Let's allow ourselves to see our shadows as an opportunity to bring more light into our being and heal the world from these dark foundations. I love it. So be inspired to find the wisdom hidden in those times when you feel triggered. There is so much information within our raw and intense reactions that when you choose to be present with what is coming up and peel back the layers, great spiritual insight will unveil itself in a way tailored just for you. If we could all learn to see our triggers in the bigger picture, so much confrontation and upset would be lessened. Power struggles and fear would diminish, and we would see greater compassion across the planet. Perspective and misunderstanding would shift, and the way people want to be loved would be experienced without distortion. These are the seeds for peace on earth. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, comment below. Let me know how it resonated. Like, share, subscribe. You guys know the drill. It helps this channel. It helps this video get out to more people who will benefit from it. There is a link to donate to my channel down below. There is also information about the different services that I offer and my email. Reach out to me if you're interested in the Belvaspata special. Definitely reach out to me about that. So many beautiful things. You are not alone on this journey. We're all in this together. We all have our specific ways that we shine light in the world, and it is part of my mission to help you discover yours. I love you all so very, very much, and I will talk to you soon.